Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking back in with All Day, Everyday Preparedness. I'm Matt, and today we're going to be talking about the massive lockdowns in China. Looks like the C-19 virus has caused most of the country to be placed under some sort of quarantine restriction or lockdown. As you may or may not know, America relies very heavily on Chinese imports, from everything from food, electronics, machinery, furniture, medical supplies, toothbrushes, paint, clothing and textiles, metals, plastic, and rubber material, only to name a few. Also, our American economy would not run if it were not for China. Unfortunately, if those imports were to stop coming in, it would be a disaster like no one could ever imagine. We've already seen and we've already experienced a delay in Chinese imports throughout the pandemic. And as we all have realized, many items are just not in stock. And some are just no longer available. You just can't find them on the shelves. So as Chinese citizens are forced under lockdowns in their homes, many are unable to work. And many factories that supply our goods and services have been shut down for weeks. Now, Shanghai, China, which is home to about 28 million people, is currently still under strict quarantine and lockdown procedures. However, the government recently has allowed factory and manufacturing workers to return to work in a limited fashion. Workers are allowed to return to work, but they must sleep and live at their place of work for the time being. So for weeks, those goods that we rely on so heavily have not even been manufactured yet, let alone shipped halfway across the world. Plus the massive backlog of ships docking at our U.S. ports. Now again, it's a good thing that the workers in Shanghai have returned to work. However, the month or so work stoppage that they've experienced is definitely going to directly affect us here in the U.S. Hopefully they will continue to be able to work and produce and export the goods out of the country and get them here to us here in the United States. However, if the C-19 pandemic in Shanghai continues, we could see a delay of more goods shipments indefinitely. Meanwhile, in other parts of China, most notably the capital of Beijing, has also enacted a lockdown in order to prevent the pandemic from spreading further. As of today, some apartment buildings, residential complexes, and about a 2-mile area have been quarantined so far in Beijing. We need to keep a close eye on this situation and make sure that we're up to date with what's going on around the world. Again, this will not affect us overnight, but if Beijing continues to be on lockdown or locks down the entirety of Beijing, this will cause major problems and shortages for us here in the United States. As you may or may not know, we do live in a global economy. Every country depends on another to supply some vital resource that they need to live and to survive. Fortunately for us here in the United States, we don't rely that heavily upon China for our food, but we do rely upon them for just about everything else. It's so important for everyone watching this video to get prepared now. Continue to buy the everyday goods that you always buy, but buy a little more every time that you go out to the store, or buy a little more when you shop online. If these things continue to worsen within the global supply chain, we will continue to see shortages, folks. And we may experience shortages unlike anything that we've ever seen or anything like we could ever imagine. So start getting prepared now. And as you get prepared, make sure that you help someone else do the same. Tell all of your family and friends and make sure that they know about the importance of preparedness. Now, if you would like to learn more about exactly what's going on in the world around us, please check out one of my previous videos titled Food Shortage, Famine, and the Currency Collapse. This is a great video that explains not just the shortages that we're seeing, but also the inflation and unfortunately the inevitable dollar collapse. But I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. Please like the video, please share it with a friend, and please subscribe to the channel. So that way my content can reach more viewers. And with that being said, again, thank you for watching and be blessed.